Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is already getting a ringing endorsement from teachers' unions, including a very excited Randi Weingarten.
We just heard Tim Walz is Kamala Harris's choice for vice president. We're so excited. It is such a great day for America that we're going to have Kamala Harris and Tim Walz on a ticket for the future, for freedom, for opportunity, for America, for Americans' families. I'm sorry, I'm just so excited.
But Walz's record as governor has some parents worried. It includes guaranteeing anyone, including children, the right to gender-affirming care, mandating menstrual products be put in boys' and girls' bathrooms for grades 4 through 12, and keeping schools locked down during COVID until February 2021. Here to react are Moms for Liberty co-founder Tiffany Justice and Christine Troyan, who's the executive director of the Minnesota Parents Alliance. Good morning to you both. Tiffany, what do you think about Tim Walz's record when it comes to schools, children? What do you think about it?
American parents better pay attention. He is the most anti-parent candidate that Kamala Harris could have chosen. He has signed 3 bills into law, letting kids go through gender transition without the consent or knowledge of parents. He absolutely is a big government candidate who thinks that the government knows better than you for your children. And let's not forget that snitch line. I know he was talking about the golden rule last night. He said it was mind your own damn business. He should take some of his own advice, because during COVID, not only did he lock down schools and mask children, he encouraged neighbors to snitch on each other if they were taking their kids to the playground.
Yeah,
so
Tiffany,
the most anti-parent
Well,
candidate.
we actually have that clip. Listen to what he said last night.
In Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and their personal choices that they make. Even if we wouldn't make the same choice for ourselves, there's a golden rule. Mind your own damn business. When Vice President and I talk about freedom, we mean the freedom to make your own health care decisions.
Make your own health care decisions, but he's also mandating menstrual products be put in boys' and girls' bathrooms for grades 4 through 12. Why would that be something that needs to be necessary, Christine?
Well, it's a great question. And I think the really important thing that I want to highlight here is none of the things that Tiffany has just mentioned, or that you have mentioned, or that your network is covering extensively about his priorities reflect what parents want. And he's not serving parents. Who is he serving? And the answer is teachers unions. You need only look at his campaign contributions to see that our state teachers union pumped $250,000 into his campaigns, and he got thousands more from national teachers unions. And so you can see why Randi Weingarten and others are giddy about this ticket. They know that they have somebody that they can control, and Tim Walz is it.
Yeah, Tiffany, are you surprised that Randi Weingarten is excited about Tim Walz as the VP pick?
No, it seems like Randi Weingarten has been at war with American parents since COVID. We had closed schools. We know our kids have suffered so much. And so this is just a real slap in the face to the American people. You know, more voters that I know woke up during COVID and said, maybe I won't vote Democrat again. I think Tim Walz is the nail in the coffin. And I just want to say to every American parent, you need to pay attention to what Tim Walz has done in Minnesota. And if you weren't sure about who Kamala Harris was, this VP pick should really show you exactly who she is.
Yeah, Christine, when it comes to children in schools, there's a lot there about gender-affirming care, and we're talking about menstrual products. What about test scores, reading, math? Are children excelling and progressing in Minnesota under Walz's leadership as the governor?
Minnesota students' test scores are at all-time lows, not to mention that the violence and disruption in our school buildings is at an all-time high. Students are not better, and parents are struggling to figure out why it is that this isn't a priority for Tim Walz or anybody else that he seems to be aligned with in his administration.
So, Tiffany, what do you think? I mean, he wants to be the second most powerful person in the country. There's also the Department of Education that he could have a big handle in formulating. What do all American parents need to know if Tim Walz does end up becoming the vice president? What would that look like?
Americans need to know and recognize that union bosses lead to learning losses, and that he's in the pocket of the union. Christine and I are friends. We've been talking over the past 3.5, 4 years during COVID. Minnesota kids are not doing well in school. Their academics and parental rights have not been prioritized. That's what I would expect out of Tim Walz. Big government, big establishment guy, supporting the unions, and once again, giving them a front seat at the table with parents left behind.
And Tiffany, what about you? What's your message to all parents out there, not just in Minnesota, Minnesota, but across the country now that he is Kamala Harris's vice presidential pick.
Are you registered to vote? Are your friends registered to vote? The most important thing that you can do right now is make sure that you and your friends are registered to vote and that you're telling people that their vote matters. They cannot afford to stay home this election. Again, the most radical anti-parent candidate that Kamala Harris could have possibly chosen for the ticket. And this will mean the end of American freedom and liberty as we know it.
And Christine, final word to you, about 20 seconds remaining.
I also want to encourage parents to get involved. I think that my organization, Tiffany's organization, there are many others across the country, or you should start your own. Parents, leadership matters, and we need to do this from the bottom up because we have seen that from the top down, there is nothing but destruction that is coming to our public schools, and our kids are not
Tiffany,
thriving.
Christine, thank you.